Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach, along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wiley. We got a big show for y'all today. It is the Chicago Bulls preview. Make sure you go on YouTube, hit that bell, subscribe to Spectator Sporting. Shows will be on there. We are also on Spotify, so go check us out on Spotify. We're also on iTunes, so we everywhere. We leave comments, we do respond. Check us out. We talking Bulls, and if we talking Bulls, you know I had to get two people. We had to get two people here. I got my main man James in the building. I got my man Bird in the building as well too. So it's finna be fun. Let's talk about the Chicago Bulls. Last year, 22-43, finished like a not good. Didn't make the bubble. Wasn't the bubble team.
Well, the playing term.
The playing term. That's what I'm sorry. The playing term.
COVID related. Our best player was the only player that had it.
Yeah.
You know.
Last year we started with Billy Donovan was his first year as coach. I think last year was more of a test of let's see who we're gonna keep and who we not gonna keep.
Yeah.
But now this year. The Bulls' new front office, AK and company, came in guns blazing. Yeah. They went and picked up some talent finally on this team, gave the Bulls fans some energy going into the season for whatever it is. So I'm going to start with you, Bird. What gets you the most excited about this Bulls team?
Man, there's a lot of things to be excited about, number one. But I can't help but my first impulse, the most thing I'm excited about is Zach LaVine, first and foremost, because it's been a history of players when they impress and turn that corner in the Olympics next season when they come back, they be another beast. You know, it's like another perspective on the game. They done went and excelled with the best to play. You know what I'm saying? They feel like, I really, you know what I'm saying? So I think Zach is gonna come back more of a leader, more of a killer. Even though he already a killer, he gonna be more of a leader with that. So I'm most excited about him. But I'm also excited about what Ball and Derrick Jones and all these athletic players. Mm-hmm. You know, Ball is kind of the most important thing. Like I like Ball and I know his style of play. I need him to turn that corner. Yeah. If he could turn the corner and become the player that that his potential speaks to, then we could be some whole different, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and Derrick Jones Jr. is another player, you know.
Nice pickup right there.
Because it ain't just about the dunks. I think he's a very solid, weak side defender, shot blocker, energy player, those kind of things. So I'm excited about a lot. But Zach LaVine, number one.
Absolutely. I'm definitely excited about Zach LaVine. James, what gets you excited about the Bulls this year?
Well, the roster is completely turned around for what we saw last year and what we've seen in the previous years.
Damn near what we've ever seen.
Before. Matter of fact, I gotta give him a slow clap. I gotta give my man AK the fist pump.
Yeah.
So this year coming up, the Bulls, they addressed all needs pretty much when you look at the market and what they was able to do. They addressed the point guard need, which was very important. We didn't have a solid, this is our point guard. We was pushing Kobe White into that. That was giving people a bad taste because that really ain't his natural position. Now we got Ball out there that can play the point guard. Everybody can do what they need to do. The Derrick Jones pickup is real great. Caruso, I like that pickup. Like he's gonna be a scrappy player. He's gonna get his dunk on out there. Energy, all that, man. Yeah, crowd flavor. So, hey, for my man to be in the front office for a year and a half, we say, he has done a better job than Garpax could ever dream of doing, never even attempted to do. Like the players that we have are players that would have never ended up in Chicago under that last regime in the front office.
And the sweet thing is more players gonna want to come.
Yes, we setting the stage to say, oh, Chicago is a good spot to be. They gonna move the ball. They gonna play like Bird said, Zach LaVine. Every player that has came off an Olympic bid, when they got to their respective team, they have had the breakout season. No matter which player you can go down in history, all those players, they come back motivated, they come back ready, they come back like with a different mindset. So expect Zach LaVine to make that next step as he has every year. But this year, more importantly, he has a point guard, getting DeMar Derozan. Even though he's at the end of his career, he's still DeMar Derozan. He's going to fill in and do what he does. It's going to complement the Bulls very well because he's a two-point assassin, the killer. We don't need him to shoot threes. You need him to stay within his range and do what he does. And let Zach LaVine and them handle the other part. I see the Bulls doing great things this year, man.
Well, people don't talk about DeMar Derozan averaged 7 assists last year, so that's another point.
And DeMar Derozan and Zach LaVine led the league, I believe, in fourth quarter, last 2 minutes of the game, scoring something like that. The stat is crazy with them two. They were taking over in the fourth quarter games all last year. The stat is like, it's like, okay, you got them together now with a real point guard, so Zach doesn't have to bring the ball up
get
the court.
to their spot.
They can get to where they need to go. You can have Lonzo do what he needs to do. He's out of the limelight of the Zion Williamson, you in LA, your daddy talked all this shit to get you there, whatever.
Right.
So now he's here. He can be who he wants to be, a point guard. And we're going to do some good things, man. Hey, I can't wait. I'm going to some games this year.
His back.
I'll be at the game.
I think an underestimated point is his backcourt mate is a fellow UCLA Bruin.
Good point too.
Good point. Not that far apart.
So they went to the University of Southern California.
Yeah,
UCLA.
Who you talking about?
Ball and Levine.
Oh yeah. I'm thinking about DeRozan and Nikola.
That's
They went to UCLA.
So we got
some chemistry. We got
a whole Cali thing going on.
And I think AK did his
all these guys have played with each other. You know what I'm saying?
At some point or another.
Even before the pros.
Yeah,
so it's a comfort level there. With a Ball and a Zach and a DeRozan. You know, even Vucevic. I didn't know Vucevic went to USC.
Yeah, I didn't know USC.
I didn't know that. So we got four guys out of our starting five, where 2 guys apiece were college. You know what I'm saying? Not college teammates, but at least Vooch and DeRozan were college teammates. But again, that same college thing and that chemistry thing, I think is going to really, it's an underlying thing that nobody.
They got a lot of shit to relate to. And when you relate to somebody, it's easier to get that court chemistry going because you can kind of relate. You guys kind of coincide with each other.
I don't think Lonzo was able to establish that any other place he was because he had so much big superstars.
Yeah.
You know, even though like when he first went to the Lakers,
his daddy said
right before LeBron, and he had a solid rookie year.
Yeah, but his daddy made him.
But then LeBron came,
changed everything,
and took the ball. You know, he can't beat Lonzo. He can't do what he do if you got a LeBron out there.
Didn't LeBron get him shipped off?
Then you go. He played with him.
He played on that first season.
That first year,
Lakers didn't make the playoffs.
Then he got him shipped off. Okay.
Yeah, he was part of the Anthony Davis trade.
Then he went over to New Orleans, and of course the whole Zion thing. And so, I mean, even though that was my semi knock on him. Like it's not a knock on him, but that's the only question mark I have because. At the end of the day, I have seen him play with LeBron James. I have seen him play with Zion, and that came with Brandon Ingram, and they came with some other. So I've seen him play with pretty much better teammates than he has right now. But I think it's a different scenario and a different thing. And Zach LaVine is about to be that superstar player, and it's going to be a connection more so than a clash. And
absolutely. Tell me, what gets you excited about the Bulls?
Well, Nikola Vucevic and Zach LaVine playing way more than 15 games together this season. All right, that's all they played last year. And so the Bulls gave up plenty for both of those guys. All right, we gave up the number 8 pick to the Orlando Magic. They ended up taking the Michigan Wolverine forward Franz Wagner, and we also gave up Wendell Carter Jr. and Otto Porter Jr. Otto Porter is in Golden State
all night long.
And so, we already know what we gave up for Zach LaVine, Jimmy Butler. Okay, so we gave up big stuff. I'm expecting big things for them guys. But now the Bulls have potential to have 2 All-Stars represent Chicago in the All-Star game for the first time since 2016 when we had Pau Gasol and Jimmy Butler. All right, so we know Zach LaVine, the COVID-19 situation preventing him from building chemistry with Vooch, but finally they get in training camp, they get the preseason, so I want to see them guys grow and gel together.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the person that's been missing out of all these conversations about the Bulls is Vooch. Say his name for me.
Nikola Vucevic.
Thank you. Nikola Vooch. Vooch was averaging 24 and 12 in Orlando. Yeah. This guy's been an all-star for a minute now. He's been making an all-star team. So that's the key piece. You hearing about Ball, you hearing about Ball, Zach, and DeMar, but Vooch, they have a big man like that. That's why I think LeBall is really gonna hoop. Because he has a big man and he has wings on his team, and he's able to But the player that I'm really watching, Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
I want to see him come into his second season. I don't know if the Bulls gonna put him at power forward.
They better. He came out of Summer League and did very well. Even though it's Summer League, you can tell his confidence is kind
I
of
can't see nobody else on the roster that they can start, that should start above him at the moment. Like,
yeah, you're right. They pencil him in at power forward.
At power forward.
Yeah.
So because he's a good height and he's versatile. And he's, now that he has teammates that can score, that can get things done, he's gonna be open a lot.
Yeah.
So get that 3-point shot
He can
together.
shoot that high archer to the Raptors, man.
And he showed his rookie season he can play defense. One thing he can show his rookie season, he can play some deep. So with him, Derrick Jones, a couple other guys, I love what the Bulls did. They definitely made it's very exciting. I don't know if this is a championship team, but they bring excitement to the city. Finally, absolutely. But when everything is good, you know it's something that concerns us all. With the Chicago Bulls. So we can't act like this is a perfect team. Even as much as we love it, it's some things they do have some concerns. So James, what concerns you about the Bulls?
Well, of course, first and foremost, hopefully the injury bug has found its way out of the locker room. Injuries is one thing.
I hope they fired the training staff.
Yeah, actually, AK did do that. He did revamp the training squad as well.
That was important because they just kept staying hurt.
Hopefully we get this training up to par. Injuries is what may concern me. Another thing that may concern me there's a lot of young guys on the team, but there's a lot of young guys that, haven't really proven themselves, but could be a lot of room for improvement. So injuries along with the young guys, and to me, that's the only concern for me because everything else I feel is going to fall into place with the chemistry with the older guys that we do have. We wasn't able to get the Durants of the world, the LeBron James of the world, the Kyries, the Tatums, but for what they did, I'm 100% satisfied with how they filled this roster compared to last year and previous years because we weren't able to get the top tier guys. They filled it with a lot of tier 2 guys, we got a tier 1. I feel Zach LaVine finna put somebody out that tier 1 spot. Like LaVine finna have a real big season.
We had a big year last year as far as that was 27 points. Shot over 50. I think he shot 50%.
Yeah, LaVine was doing the thing. So for me, the concern would be injuries and would be the youth of the guys that we kind of picked up a few scrappy guys here and there to see how they're going to develop. But to me, those are only two, concerns that I got with this team, man.
Yeah, definitely. Bird, what concerns you about the Bulls going? What are you just like? Hey, we better watch this. I don't know. It could get tricky right there.
well, I know we really excited about all the shiny new parts offensively and what the potential of what the offense could be. I don't know what we're gonna be defensively all the way. And I think we got a lot of guards on the team. Now that could be a plus if everybody could shoot. If they could shoot and space the floor like that, and then it could be a plus. But if you just got little guys out there, and they not producing, that could be a problem. So that was really my concerns. Is I want to see where they are offensively. We're gonna be able to score like they showed that. Last year, even without DeRozan and Ball, that they could score with anybody.
They definitely could score.
Ball gonna average assists.
Defense, like they have to improve defensively. Like you don't have to become a Detroit 2004 Detroit, but at least be solid enough, to get some stops. That's what the Bulls have not been able to do for the last few years, is be able to stop teams down in the clutch and stuff like that. So defense and whether or not all these guards on the roster is going to pay off, via shooting and floor spacing. So
we need Randy Brown and Daryl Junkyard Dog.
Well, to be fair, what Lonzo Ball does provide, he is one of the best defensive point guards in the NBA.
He does play defense.
No doubt about it. Adi, what concerns you about these Bulls? What do you like, man? We got to get that together.
Well, it's shot blocking and rebounding.
Yeah.
Okay. Vooch is the only big man on the squad that we can rely on to get rebounds. And he's not a shot blocker. Vooch is not a shot blocker.
Tony Bradley.
Well, yeah.
He will rebound. He will.
I don't know if you can count him though.
When Embiid went out for Philly, Tony Bradley stepped in. He was the
Derrick Jones, I'm telling you.
And Derrick Jones, but Tony Bradley stepped in for Embiid.
And your man, he got the potential, and I've seen it. He just got to be more aggressive than Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams.
We got to see him grow.
Not that they're gonna beat Dikembe, but they can alter shots.
Well, but I was surprised that we traded Thaddeus Young a first round pick.
Magic Johnson. We traded Magic Johnson.
First round pick and 2 second round picks for DeMar Derozan.
Yeah.
And we gave up a lot for him, and
we'll see if we gave up a lot for him.
Yeah, but
we got a lot.
Yeah, we did.
We embraced
Derozan's ripped Hamilton 2.0. He ripped Hamilton 2.0.
But
like,
I don't like. I heard Stephen A. Smith say that like they small, but we not. We got like one of the biggest lineups in the league.
Yeah, we do.
DeRozan is 6'7". So is Zach LaVine, and so is and Ball.
Yeah.
Then you go to 6'9" with Pat, and he might be 6'10" because he was only fucking 10 years old. So he probably and then you
that's what I'm concerned about.
Boots is 6'11"
or 7.
Well, yeah, I'm cool with Vooch. I know Vooch.
So that's not a small lineup at all.
But he's saying besides
our team
I'm
is
saying,
small.
I'm saying besides
He's saying
Vooch,
besides
true,
Vooch.
I'm just talking about true.
But
big
Tony
men.
Bradley coming in 6'10" off the bench as well, though.
I know he come off the bench, but I know Ball and them is tall, and LaVine, they tall and lanky. They should, get in the passing lanes, things like that.
Nobody's
I'm talking
under 6'5"
about true big men. Pat Williams is a small forward that they make him play power forward. We're doing the small ball thing, and we got Marko Simonovic. Okay?
He's 6'11".
Yeah, he's 6'11". He was a 2020 second round pick. The dude in Europe last year averaged 15 points, 9 rebounds. And the summer league, he averaged about 12 points, 4 rebounds. Shot 50% from the field. He's a stretch big man.
We got another 6'8" Daniel Oturo.
Okay, can we be real? Can we be real about the big man? If you're not a superstar level big man, you just a body out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you expect it to produce. You expect
marginal forward.
But it's, like I'm not expecting if they don't have all-star caliber talent, I don't expect no big man to do nothing really that special.
But let's check this out though.
Today's getting the big man.
In today's game,
it ain't the same big man.
Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel. Okay, you also got Atlanta with John Collins and Clint Capella.
Yep.
You got Antetokounmpo with the Bucks with Brook Lopez. You have Andre Drummond just joined this Philadelphia 76ers with Joel Embiid. I'm talking about the rebounds. I can see teams miss a shot, offensive rebound, Drummond, and throw it to the open three-point shooter. That's what I'm concerned about. Getting the defense rebounds. These little guards come to the hole, these little floaters and layups and stuff. Ain't nobody blocking their shots. I'm concerned with that.
Well,
big man.
absolutely. Also, I'm with you, Adi, on the defense because I just gave what's his name, Vooch, a lot of props.
Yeah.
But on defense, they gonna pick and roll him to death.
Yeah.
They gonna put him in pick and roll. They gonna pick and roll him to death. So that is an area of a concern right there. But the good thing is we got 4 athletes around him, which can hopefully help him out. But rebounding, cleaning that board and defense, because the Bulls were terrible on defense. Like they had to be. They actually were numbers wise. I don't know if they was that bad, but they definitely need to improve their defense. So defensively, I think they definitely need some work. But they got the talent now, and once talent get together, they team to figure things out.
I believe though that they actually gonna rebound a lot better than what we anticipate, and that's just based off the starting 5. Because Lonzo Ball is going to rebound the ball a little bit.
Yeah, he will.
He's going to get you about 5 of them. I think, again, Patrick Williams is the question mark. If he jump out there and get us about 8 boards a night, then, Vooch going to add to 8, 9 with that. Zach will have about 5.
We expect.
I think we're gonna be.
He's gonna be a top 5.
I think he's gonna be like
he's like a top 5.
Right. So we're gonna be a decent rebounding team, at least from the starting unit for sure. I mean, it's a lot of these guys that's coming off the bench that's new. I don't know what they, what I'm saying, but I think the rebounding concern is not gonna be as big a problem for us.
Bird, real quick. Bird, real quick. What player are you really focusing on this coming into the season?
I mean, I said Zach was the player I was most excited about.
But who you focusing on?
I'm gonna focus on Ball because he kind of like he's gonna be the wheel that make the whole thing move. Like if he turns the corner and becomes an all-star caliber player for real, then that means he's gonna make everybody on the team better. Period. And so, but if he is doing this marginal kind of like, I'm just this, mediocre player thing, then our excitement might be for naught. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you take advantage of this opportunity coming to Chicago, because you've been on in the Lakers, you've been on the New Orleans, but now you on the Chicago Bulls, and you have an opportunity to be a part of the resurrection, the resurgence of it in a huge way. whether you win the championship or not. If we can get a deep playoff run or a good playoff run, people going, So I think Ball turning the corner. That's what I'm gonna be focusing on because he's a player that's been good. I think he's been better than a lot of people giving him credit.
He's got better every season.
But at the same time, his potential, and I think this is something, it's always little underlying things and motivation. He's in the Eastern Conference now, where his little brother, quite frankly, is the shit. So now you're gonna see your little bro. So I think that's gonna motivate him to put a little more fire to his butt, and he's gonna be, I'm hoping he's gonna be that iller player, that dog of a player. That's all he needs to do is be, not be as cool and be more of a dog.
Yeah. Adi, what player you focusing on this year?
Well, I'm still surprised that the Bulls decided to move Patrick Williams to the power forward position for the 3-year, $85 million man, DeMar Derozan, okay? Now, the guy, he's a four. So I'm going to be focusing in on DeMar Derozan. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay.
He's a 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA guy. He's 31 years old. That's not very old to me. No, I feel he got some years left.
These guys playing late into the, if they take care of their body.
And the way he play, he shoots mid-range jumpers and stuff. He don't, it's not like he taxing his body like that.
Yeah, and he played with Vooch. We mentioned that earlier. The University of Southern California. That's because there's a lot of rumors that he was going to go with the Lakers, but Vooch got him over here, and AK brought him over here. Now DeRozan, he was number 8 in the NBA last season in free throw attempts per game. The Bulls was the worst team in the NBA in free throws last year, free throw attempts. So that's going to be huge. Roach, you mentioned earlier how the man averaged 7 assists a game. That was a career high for him. Only LeBron James averaged more. The only wing player to average more was LeBron James. Okay? And so when Devin Booker,
that's incredible.
When he couldn't play in the All-Star game last year, DeMar DeRozan was snubbed to replace Devin Booker in the All-Star game. He went with Mike Conley instead. And DeMar DeRozan averaged more assists than Mike Conley, a point guard, rebounds and points, all right? And y'all already know DeMar DeRozan, he's efficient. 50% from the field in his 3 years with the San Antonio Spurs. Don't shoot a lot of threes, less than one a game in his 3 years with San Antonio. I'm looking at him because, we getting this small ball thing now with the Pat Williams at power forward, and I want to see how he contributes to the team.
Absolutely.
Before you ask him that, can I ask Adi something? You think Pat Williams at power forward is small ball, 6'9" guy?
I think it's small ball. I think he's a small forward.
You think about old school though. In today's NBA, it's not a real back to the basket. Big men, the big men on the 3-point line. They are right there. The big men are out and about now.
Hold on, we're gonna get back to this. But James, real quick. Who you looking at? What player you focusing on this year? Besides the normal, what player you like? What player you looking at?
I got a 2-player. One would be Lonzo Ball because we have been lacking a true point guard for a very long time.
Okay.
The second is going to be Pat Williams because I feel like if he stays aggressive, he can fly under the radar because teams are not really going to focus on him as much as the other guys. And as long as Lonzo Ball can control the show, I feel like we'll be what we need to go to this year.
Absolutely. I'm definitely watching Lonzo Ball. He's the key to the team. I think he's the most important player to the team. If he goes, the whole team will go.
He give me 12 assists and he don't even got.
You say 12? You actually lie.
12 assists.
You actually lie.
12 assists. He can have 4-5 points. I think Lonzo Ball gonna be a high assist man, low score.
He gonna lead the league in assists.
He averaged 12. He leads the league.
He got a chance to, bro. Look at him. He does not.
17 points.
He does not have to score.
I say about 8 assists.
8 is really.
I say 8 or 9. I'm in that range. 8 or 9.
He does not have to score on this team.
No,
he just has to distribute the ball and play defense.
Remember, go on YouTube, subscribe to that Spectator Sporting page, hit that bell, leave a comment. We do respond. We are also on Spotify. Check us out on Spotify. Listen for free. It's all our episodes is there. We got some really dope episodes. Check it out. Also, give a shout out to our cameraman today. Mr. Steve is in the building, helping us out with the camera today. Shout out, Steve. Shout out to Steve. But
how much I'm getting paid for this?
Hey, you like underdog on TNT? You like underdog, man.
But shout out to Steve. So before we left off where we left off, y'all was having a real good discussion about small ball. Before we get into if the Bulls gonna make the playoffs, let's talk about small ball. So, Adi, you was making a point about small. Why do you say the Bulls, this is a small ball team?
Well, yeah, I mean, Pat Williams, he was a small forward last year, and now he's playing power forward. He got to bang with Julius Randle. We got to bang with Antetokounmpo. He's got to bang with Drummond and Embiid and all these guys, and Clint Capella and John Collins. And you want to go to the west side, you got Dwight Howard. He's back with the Lakers. And so,
He brought up Dwight.
yeah, I mean, he's a big boy.
He grabbing balls on the bench, man.
Hey, he's a big boy, and he can get them blocks and them rebounds. So I'm just saying, I just don't know. I just don't see what was his rebounds per game last year.
Who talking about?
Pat Williams
around there.
Yeah,
When you say bang, these big men, they not really banging. They like on the perimeter. They are like trying to shoot the three. They like the floor is spread out. So I feel like the reason the Bulls are doing that because the way the game has evolved. Like he can face up against all the guys you name because he can slide his feet. He will play defense.
I'm sorry, it's just burning my soul. Patrick Williams is not a perimeter player. He's not. He might shoot a couple threes, but he's not no player that's.
He had a lot of good tip guns last year.
He's not getting in the you know what I'm saying, in the stands facing nobody. He's not. That's not what he do. He can do it, but his body type. He's not a little guy.
Yeah,
he's a big dude, and he's not a big. He's not. What's a player? It ain't like Aaron McKee.
Yeah. Aaron McKee, that's a throwback.
Not even Aaron McKee. It was another dude, or another one of them cats. But anyway, one of these 6'9", Derek
McKee from the Pacers.
Exactly.
And the Sonics.
You know, he's not him.
Yeah. Pat Williams with an attitude he has some Kenyon Martin in him.
Derek McKee was a player that hung around the three, and he was a 6'9", perimeter, but he still wasn't. But my point is, you name people like John Collins and Julius Randle, like he can bang
the same shit. I would say he does the same shit that John Collins does. Like Pat Williams can do the same shit.
This dude he's an athlete.
Yeah.
He just he was 18, 19 years old.
Rookie, passer, didn't understand the game.
He's very passive.
Yeah, he's very passive.
Very passive.
He's certainly gonna come back stronger. So I don't think the whole him physical. I don't think it's gonna be a problem with him physically matching up with the John Collins and Julius Randles of the world. I mean, it ain't his job to match up with Joel Embiid and them. That's what Vucevic is there for.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's supposed to take the brunt of that. Then whoever subbing for him at center coming off the bench, whatever body coming off the bench, but Vucevic gonna take the most of that.
Yeah.
But I want to say this though, like shot blockers though. You know, Vooch is not a shot blocker.
He not.
I'm still looking for someone that can control the paint, keep people from get offensive rebounds,
Derrick Jones,
and stuff like that.
Shot blocking is a good bonus, but how many?
But to Adi's point, I'm gonna help Adi make his point here. If you look at listen, you was right. It has been the evolution in the NBA. It has been with players play on the outside.
Yeah.
But if you look at these last couple of years, the Lakers, how did they win a championship? Being bigger than everybody. Look at the Milwaukee Bucks. They were bigger than everybody. Look at the last couple MVPs. The Joker. Best was the MVP, and Giannis Antetokounmpo won the last 2 MVPs. Yeah. So the big man right now is on the resurgence. They are coming back to the NBA.
They coming back, but they not coming back where they in the post coming back. They coming back in the perimeter.
Jordan Reed is in the post. The Joker's in the post.
Joker's in the post, but Embiid ain't getting no damn MVPs.
Who you naming?
Embiid does a lot of fadeaways too.
What did I say earlier? If you're not a superstar or all-star caliber big man,
you kind of fall into
you just a body out there.
But
the streets need a body. That's it. You just a body.
Hey,
No, we do need Pat Williams to get more aggressive. We all agree that Pat Williams need to get more aggressive.
He just needs an attitude.
Absolutely.
And I haven't seen it yet. That's what I'm concerned
He need to get him a Chicago girl to date. She pissing off when he got to
20 this year.
He was very young.
But you know, it is a lot of good big men they're gonna have to face. It is the NBA. They got a lot of good big men. The big man is coming back.
We got some good big men.
We do. We don't
have a situation
Tony
where
Bradley is a legit big man, bro.
Pack it in.
All right, tell me. All right, let's get to it. So we that was a good conversation. I love that. What the Bulls make? It's been when the last time the Bulls made the playoffs? Was it 2016?
2017.
Yeah.
No, when we had Rondo.
So it's, that was the last time they made the playoffs. the Bulls made some moves. They picked up Lonzo, got DeMar DeRozan, traded for Vooch last year.
Yeah.
So it's expectations for the Bulls this season. I would think so. So I would hope that the Bulls will make the playoffs. Will the Bulls make the playoffs this year?
Well, I got 3 teams going for the 8th seed. All right.
Okay.
I got the Charlotte Hornets, the Indiana Pacers, and our Chicago Bulls. All right.
8th seed.
Yeah, I get 3 teams going for the 8th seed.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say higher.
Yeah. No. All right, so we know the Indiana Pacers and the Hornets, they played in that play-in tournament. In the play-in tournament game, Sabonis, he had 21 rebounds, 14 points, 9 assists, as the Pacers blew out the Charlotte Hornets by 27 points, all right? And so the Charlotte Hornets, they got the reigning Rookie of the Year, LaMelo Ball, and Michael Jordan just signed Terry Rozier to a 4-year, $97 million contract extension. And if they can get Gordon Hayward to remain
Hayward was
healthy,
balling with them last year before he got hurt.
yeah, he got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they can get him to remain healthy, they'll be all right. And then speaking of injuries, the Indiana Pacers, they lost 3 starters last year due to injury. They had Miles Turner, he led the NBA in blocks per game. He missed the last 18 games of the season with a toe injury.
Yeah.
They also had TJ Warren. He only played 4 games last year with a foot injury. And Caris LeVert came from the Nets in a trade. The man played 35 games with the Pacers last year, 20 points, 5 assists per game, all right? So the Charlotte Hornets, they have the 2nd longest active playoff drought in the NBA. The Bulls have the 3rd longest drought. And Zach LaVine has never made the playoffs in his entire career, 7 years.
Oh, you make it sound so bad.
And I say those droughts continue. I think the Pacers making them.
Oh, no playoffs for the Bulls?
Hey, man. Come on, man. Hey, come on, man.
I got the Pacers.
Come on, man.
It's on video now.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Can't take it away.
Come on,
Come on,
man.
James, get me excited over here.
Hey,
Get me
man.
excited. He just down my mood. Get me excited
As
over
the
here.
other man say, I'm flabbergasted, man.
Get me excited, James.
I
Get me excited.
cannot believe it.
Get me excited.
Hey, man.
He just killed my mood over here.
The Bulls
Will they make the playoffs?
The Bulls are definitely in the playoffs this year.
Okay.
We are definitely in the playoffs this year.
Okay.
I feel confident in the front office and the moves they have made thus far. I also feel confident in the way the season may go, that they will make a move if needed to become February trade deadline point, because they know that our team is built for the playoffs. We're not a team that's going to be positioning for draft picks right now, because we don't have any damn draft picks.
No, we got
But
2 first-round picks in 2022 because we traded Lauri Markkanen to the Portland.
Yeah, we might have them, but at the same time.
No, Markkanen played for Cleveland, but it was a 3-team
Yeah, it was a
trade.
3-team trade. I got you.
But still, we still not in that. They not going that route. These guys got the foot on the gas. They are going playoffs for sure.
Yeah,
With things they've done. So I feel confident in that. I feel confident in the players that we have. Had it not been for COVID, I think the Bulls would have made the playoffs last year. Because Zach LaVine missed the last 12 games of the season.
He missed a good chunk.
Yeah,
12 to
big
15
chunk.
games of the season.
He missed a big chunk.
Because he had COVID.
He's the only player out of 15 that had COVID when they all traveled together and played together. So whatever with that. But I see the Bulls making the playoffs for sure this year. Whether it's the 8th seed, I feel them in the 6th through 8th seed range.
Okay.
And if not in that range, they definitely in that play-in range. Like, they not gonna miss the play-in.
Yeah, they're going to make the play-in. I got them as like a 9th seed, but...
Hey, man, it's okay, brother, man. You know, it'll be all right, man. You know, we'll get you a shirt, man. We'll forgive you for this, man, you know. So I got the Bulls in the playoffs, no doubt, man, whatsoever in my mind. They're going to be in the playoffs. I'm picking them anywhere between the 6th and 8th seed. I don't feel we need to worry about that play-in as long as they play how they need to play. And as the season progresses, I feel like we'll be all right, man.
Bird, are the Bulls going to make the playoffs this year?
Absolutely, the Bulls are making the playoffs. And I'm going to take it a step further. It's an if to it. But if they find themselves actually defending and stopping people, the Bulls will be in the top 5 seed.
Okay,
I believe.
No, I mean, I'm going the high route. Now we got Bird going, hey, that's cool. I'm with it, man.
Talk to us. Tell them why, Bill. Tell them why.
First of all, you know, I know it's very easy to hang on to what teams did last season. But I think the Bulls definitely did enough in the offseason to pop up and be just as good or better than the Knicks, the Hawks. These are the teams that people are just automatically putting in them slots because of what they did last year. But I think the Bulls, it's always a team that come out the blue, and I think the Bulls certainly gonna be that out the blue team this year. That again, I think they're gonna be more on par with the Hawks and the Knicks as far as replacing them. The Knicks and the Hawks. I ain't gonna say the Hawks or the Knicks because I like both teams.
Yeah.
But I believe in my heart of hearts that the Bulls did enough in the offseason to be right there, to be fighting with them teams. And
so if the Bulls play the Knicks, if the Bulls play the Knicks in the 7-game series, who will win?
I mean, I haven't seen our Bulls.
Just looking on paper, looking at the talent.
I'm going with the Bulls.
Okay.
When last time Knicks beat us in a 7-game series? One time, right? 94.
But it will be a hell of a,
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
Of course, we have we got the catch-22 with that whole Knicks situation, with Derek being there and all that. But
and Tia's gonna ride
in the end, if our team is what we envisioning it to be, yeah, I got the Bulls.
Ooh, so you the only one.
I got the Pacers making it.
You got the Pacers. Listen,
hey man, go on, pack your shit, go to Indiana. Go to Indiana, bro.
That's my prediction, man.
Come on, man.
Hey,
Indiana, man.
So look, do you think the Pacers have more talent than the Bulls? If you look on the roster, just from player to player, so if the Pacers and the Bulls played, who would be the best player on the court?
I think the Pacers got as much.
Zach LaVine.
Yeah.
They have more. They have more continuity. They have more chemistry. Like they played together longer. Like Sabonis, Miles Turner, Brogdon. So Brogdon average. He's very underrated. 21 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He's a very underrated point guard. Sabonis is a very underrated big man. I mean, he was like top 5 in the NBA in rebounds. And you got Turner led the league in blocks. They gonna control the paint.
They remind me of how Indiana was back in the day when other teams had the Jordans and they had the nice conservative team with the guys that was really good. And
they're very conservative.
It's an Indiana team.
Indiana does that.
But I like the team. I like the team. But see, this is the underrated or underestimated point that a lot of people don't, because a lot of people like to piss on the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference actually has host a team that
the East is a lot better.
That's the problem.
They're a lot
That's
better.
what I'm saying. It's deep.
No, that's a fact.
Deep.
That's a fact.
This ain't the old East. This East is
it's different.
Exactly. So
I'm banking on this. I think the Bulls gonna make the playoffs because it's time for Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine, he got his All-Star. He done got in the Olympics. He averages 27, 28, one of the top 5 scorers in the league. I think this is the evolution. It's time. I think you got players like Vuce, with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo Ball. To your point, Adi, the East is a lot better. But I would pick them over the Pacers because I think they're a more talented team. And we're only talking if they're fully at health. If they're full healthy, I think the 2 best players on the court would be Zach LaVine and Vuce over anybody on the Pacers.
Point, Rick Carlisle is the new coach for the Pacers.
He
came from
we got Ace Ventura, man. Shit, man. He get it.
Rick Carlisle, yeah.
But
Ace
the Bulls do have Billy Donovan. Let's not forget.
Ace Ventura kissed my ass.
I put Rick Carlisle over Billy Donovan.
Speaking of Einhorn, man.
Yeah, I would too. But still.
Speaking of Einhorn, man.
Well, this time.
Speaking of Einhorn, man.
This time, Billy Donovan has a superstar player, as opposed to Rick Carlisle having Dirk Nowitzki and Luka Doncic. Now we got the best player on the court, so that made the difference about this little coaching.
Hey man, Ace Ventura ain't gonna do shit in Indiana, man.
People forget he coached Jermaine O'Neal now.
Yeah, he did.
What was you finna say out here?
I was gonna ask. So y'all all got him going to the playoffs. Y'all got him as the first round out. I know we don't know who they're playing.
So the playoffs, especially now, because it's more. Of course, you got those top feeder teams
Bucks,
like
Nets.
the Nets and so if we play one of them, it's over with. But if we can get a matchup, say if the Bulls finish 6th seed or the 5th seed and play the Knicks in the first round.
But what seed do you have them in? Though? That's the question.
I don't have a seed.
I got them 6
between 5 and 8. It's between 5 and 8.
I agree with that. I can agree
between 5 because their potential in the East. I'm looking at the talent. If they play good, if Lonzo Ball come in and really be the point guard, and if Zach LaVine, Zach LaVine ball out this year, average. And then DeMar DeRozan and they all hoop like they're supposed to and stay healthy. I think they can go as high as a 5th seed.
They need a top 6 seed. They need a 6th or 5th seed to advance.
But see, they gonna have a Brooklyn team without Kyrie. He's not gonna play
another point.
But they got another point as well. As long as those 2 there, that's a difference.
Another point. Another team that people keep automatically just putting in there that keeps pretty much descending every year is the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
We don't know what the Celtics going to be.
That's true.
They don't.
I think the Bulls have enough talent right now to be better than the Celtics.
Didn't the Celtics lose Kemba Walker?
They get traded out for Al Horford.
And they got
Al Horford.
And they got
what the hell they gonna do with Al Horford,
They
man?
got to do with the blonde Schroeder.
Yeah, they got Dennis Schroeder.
Who made the dumbest decision of all time.
So Schroeder's gonna be the starting point guard in Boston because he lost Kimba.
Yep.
For 5 years a year.
Marcus Smart's come on. I mean, he might. Marcus
does things that are not always smart.
He's a tough guy. I mean,
I like Marcus Smart. I like Smart.
Boston.
I like Smart.
Boston always gonna get that. What you call it?
I think they'd be better off starting him at this point.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart, yeah. And don't forget, Jaylen Brown had a wrist surgery at the end of the season. That's why he didn't play in that play-in tournament.
Yeah.
And the man is an underrated guy.
Boston always
Am I wrong?
they get the benefit of the doubt always because they Boston, but I don't feel what you saying, Bird. They always descend from what people expect them to be.
But if Boston and the Bulls play, Tatum is the best player.
Am I wrong for feeling like, I respect Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown?
Yeah.
But am I wrong for saying we going tap for tap, if not knocking them out with DeRozan and LaVine?
Yeah. I'm with that.
That's a good argument.
That's a good argument. That's a good matchup.
I mean,
that's a good
And then the
matchup.
point guard, I feel like we
DeRozan
got
is
him.
DeRozan. I'm like that.
I feel like Lonzo Ball would stop
Even though Jaylen been good,
Shooter stop Ball from distributing and doing what he needs.
even though Jaylen's been good, he still ain't been what DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? So DeRozan is still who he is, and Zach is who he been.
Yeah.
And at this point, I mean, Jason Tatum has been in a position to win for a few years.
Yeah.
He been killing individually, but that team ain't excelling.
Yeah.
Zach, and I think this year, that's why I think he excites me the most, is going to be a part of why his team excels and turn the corner this year.
That's a good point. I think Boston and the Bulls could be in that play-in tournament. That could be like a 7-8 seed in the play-in tournament.
Man, that's low.
We around 5 and 8, bro. We ain't in that
Boston ain't
7.
going all the way down now.
I think Boston be like a 7 seed.
Well,
I
I can tell you
think the Heat over there.
Hey, remember last year,
I
Boston
tell you a team that's
barely
gonna
made it in last year.
I
man.
tell you, team, y'all picking the wrong team that's gonna slip. The team that's gonna slip this year is the Philadelphia 76. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be the team that's gonna come back.
Depending on who.
Too many problems. Too many problems. Not enough.
Yeah, that's the team.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, if they trade Ben Simmons, I don't know who they're going to get for Ben Simmons. I don't know if he's going to play.
I don't know how.
And unfortunately, Doc Rivers is not like, he's a good coach.
They're the number 1 seed last year, right?
But I think
But what happened in the first round, man?
I think the Hawks are just gonna get better.
No.
I think the Hawks are just gonna get better. The Hawks are just gonna be better.
Trae Young.
Because they have a
That's going to be the same effect that Zach has on the Bulls.
I think the league will have Atlanta figured out a little more though too this year.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Philly making it.
But remember what happened
No, they
in
don't make the
Atlanta?
playoffs.
Atlanta fired their head coach and they went on a winning streak in the second half of the season. The league was not really focused on Atlanta at all. Nobody was paying attention to the Hawks until March.
They was.
Trae Young is a bona fide superstar.
Hey, if you look
that
at-
is one of the baddest dudes
But
in the
look, check
league.
it out.
I'll tell you
If
right
you look
now.
at, if you look at when Nate
I'm telling
McMillan
them
took
that.
over,
Yeah, no question.
they went like 29 and like 7 when Nate McMillan
They was
took
one of the best
over.
teams in the league.
But before he took over, they was in like the 10th
You gotta
11th
remember,
spot.
they had a couple young players hurt in the playoffs. DeAndre Hunter, and then Cameron Wade didn't come back into, not Cameron, what's his
The
name?
boy from Duke.
Yeah, what's his name?
I think the league is gonna
Duke, he
focus
went to
more.
Duke, man.
I'm sorry.
They
Oh, man,
They gonna focus more. They gonna focus.
Cam Reddish, there you go.
They gonna focus more on Atlanta than they did at the beginning of last year.
But it doesn't matter because when you have a good player like that, and they got good players around that team, Atlanta, watch Atlanta. Atlanta's going to be good.
Well, my last thing, I think the Bulls going to have to try to get that 6th seed, at least a 6th seed, in order to advance.
I agree. They need to be the 6th or
They
5th
might
seed.
end up in that 5th spot. What
They have to play them teams one of them teams that you named. The Pacers, the Hornets, they gotta the Knicks, they gotta play the Hawks. These are the only teams that we have a shot at beating in the 7 games.
Unless there's an injury to the top tier.
The Celtics. I put the Celtics in that too.
Yeah.
But when we get to Brooklyn, the Bucks,
Miami Heat,
and Miami,
yeah.
I don't
That'd be a better series.
great series.
That'd be a better series than you think
I'm
it'd
not
be.
scared of Miami.
Bulls series. Miami don't scare me.
I'm not scared of Miami
Miami
like
don't
that
scare me.
because I think they had that bubble allure. They wasn't the same team.
They got
was
Kyle
last
Lowry
year.
now. They got PJ Tucker now.
That's cute. Kyle Lowry has him go down there and be getting fat and eating.
Kyle Lowry finna be in Miami, lose his mind, man. The brother been in Canada, man. He finna go to Miami and be like, it's open on Tuesday at 4 o'clock? Shit.
If our guards do what they supposed to do,
yeah, we straight.
That Kyle Lowry signing ain't gonna be nothing to us.
Well, we
can't stick us in front of nobody on our team.
Hey, Jimmy Butler gonna say you was at the club on Tuesday? Jimmy Butler gonna beat his ass by Wednesday afternoon, man. So we ain't gotta worry about it.
Jimmy better worry about, Jimmy was terrible in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
The Greek Freak locked him up, bro. Straight up.
Can I intervene?
Yeah.
Jimmy has been terrible in the playoffs more times than he's been good in the playoffs in his career. Be straight on that. He had a great playoffs when he was on the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah.
He sucked on all his Bulls playoffs runs.
No, he had a great bubble. He had a great bubble.
With the height,
he had a great bubble. He was great now. I gotta give him his credit.
Okay, Philly and the bubble.
Yeah, you're right.
How many years he been in the league?
He came in.
Yeah,
okay.
Sick with his.
How many years? Matter of fact, how many years he been getting superstar credit? Okay, he sucked in that playoffs when he got Derrick Rose, when he pushed Derrick Rose and them all under the bus. He averaged 14 points. He the one who got eyed by LeBron because he wasn't on his damn man. Then he goes to Minnesota and you average 14 points in the playoffs. And guess what? You refuse to defend James Harden. You had Derrick Rose sticking James Harden.
Yeah.
So then you go to Philly. Now, boom, now you killed in the playoffs. He said, oh, Jimmy Butler, but everybody's forgetting about all them damn 4 teams in the playoffs. I just wanted to, I'm sorry.
No, that's all good.
Fuck Jimmy Butler, I just wanted to.
I wanna give a thanks to James.
He was right about Philly though. He said the motherfuckers was lazy. I don't think he was lying. I don't think he was lying about that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Them motherfuckers was lazy.
He was right about Wiggins and them too. I ain't gonna lie.
He was.
I give him Embiid's cold, but Ben Simmons don't want to
He lazy. He got to practice seeing Ben Simmons shooting all them bricks. He's like, what
Ben
the fuck
Simmons
is
is
this?
mentally something wrong with Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Hey, well, we shall see. All right, so hopefully the Bulls, hopefully Adi's wrong, hopefully we right, hopefully we be in the playoffs.
I'm gonna get Adi Indiana Pacers jersey.
I'm the
He gonna
bad.
wear that motherfucker the next second.
Hey,
Hey man, take this shit down. You don't know. With us, man.
Hey, you watching Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach, along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. Shout out to James and Bert. Thanks for coming, schooling us on some Bulls. Remember, go on YouTube, go ahead and hit that bell, watch the show, subscribe, leave a comment. You can also watch on Spotify. In the meantime, in between time, we out.
Peace.